Guys, if this proves to be true, I think we're going to see some big shifts coming in the streaming and content creation landscape. So if you or if anybody you know is currently on that grind or is like a Twitch partner like myself, note that this is something that I think we all need to be paying attention to. This video, I'm going to dive into 2 key points of information that I think you should be aware of, especially if this ends up panning out to be true and this is the shift that is coming to the Twitch platform. I'm going to dive into a little bit of this article, but before we actually spend too much time on the article itself, I want to actually highlight what YouTube is actually saying right now as of today. Now, Lester is head of the YouTube gaming creators. We had a head of YouTube gaming and he left. Ryan Wyatt is out. He left this year, but he did confirm last year several key features that are coming that a lot of YouTube streamers have been itching for, have been waiting for. And I want to start with this because in the context of what Twitch is considering, I think this ends up being very, very interesting and also could be very concerning, especially if you make your livelihood on Twitch and you're one of the big ones. Now, here we go. Lester says lots coming to YouTube gaming in the next 2 weeks. So we can mark that here in early May. We're going to see some stuff coming to YouTube gaming. We're assuming memberships. We're assuming so many things. You could insert whatever. He's keeping it kind of vague, which if I was the developer behind it, I'd want him to keep it vague as well, just in case you have to kind of roll it out in stages. Also, PSA, YouTube's rev share across fan funding features, supers and membership remains 70-30%. And our YouTube partner program doesn't require any format of content exclusivity. So this tweet tells us 2 very important things. A, we got features that are coming, and I personally am very excited for him. He actually spends a lot of time answering individual questions like chat delay and more of that nature within this thread. I'll include it in the link if you're curious. You want to go follow him over on Twitch or Twitter. Man, fell on my face with that one. All right, but back to the point at hand. Bloomberg is actually reporting this. Some changes to Twitch monetization structure could be implemented as soon as this summer, the people said. Twitch staff is considering paring back their revenue cut of channel subscriptions granted to the top echelon of streamers in its so-called partnership program to 50%. And so everybody's on the same page. As a Twitch partner, we're at the 50% split on tier 1 subs. That means 50% to Amazon, 50% to us. Now, there is a extra special tier that exists for, I guess if you can get to 1,000 basic subs, you can apply for that. And then you actually get 70-30 across the board. This is essentially the model that they've been using. But the other point that Lester is making is also that the exclusivity, locking in with a Twitch partnership or even with their affiliate level isn't really like that good of a deal, especially the affiliate side, because it locks you into Twitch exclusivity for streaming that content and having a window. I think a lot of people end up getting around it, various different like loopholes. Like in my case, like Work to Game is like Twitch partnered, but I also am independent, so I can stream there as Work to Game or here as Ginger Prime. But there's a lot of like big creators, small creators, different size creators that have various different degrees. Also, there are special big companies that get special Twitch contracts that forego that level of exclusivity, which ends up being, I think, a real critical factor. And so YouTube is slamming home 70-30 split to everybody, and also that they don't require exclusivity for streaming, I think leads to the fact that this is actually probably pretty true. Like when we start to see here YouTube themselves coming out and reminding people 70-30, hey, that's our split, that's how it all works. YouTube on that side kind of like leading credence to this. So another option is to create multiple tiers to set criteria for how to qualify each one. To the people said, in exchange, Twitch may offer to release partners from exclusivity restrictions, allowing them to stream on Google and YouTube and Facebook. I think that ultimately would be a really interesting play by Twitch to see if they ended up doing that in the long run, because I think that exclusivity ends up, it's interesting because if YouTube becomes in parity and feature wise what Twitch is, then ultimately, like YouTube being that you can stream to YouTube and Facebook and whatever like platforms are out there, like even the fact that like I think TikTok is as a streaming platform has some level of viability that we're seeing. I think that ultimately is going to be kind of the play where you don't have to, like, exclusivity for the live stream content seems Obviously I know why Twitch did it, because you want to have that kind of content. They wanted to build out that live streaming culture, and they did. The question is that if they end up dropping it, and if they drop it at that 50%, meaning especially if you're somebody who's at a 70%, but even still, like if they drop that exclusivity, would you do multi-streaming, or is it a Twitch culture thing more that is up to your alley? So updates to the partnership program aren't finalized and could be abandoned, which makes complete sense, as lots of things in business can happen. A representative for Twitch declined to comment. Viewership for live videos of people playing video games has exploded in recent years as the relevant new class of internet celebrities. Twitch leads the market, but Amazon increasingly wants the site to make money over the long term. And the unit has recently gone to work on new profit-driven programs, but some employees have said that the shift has hurt its users. Now, the article also goes to talk about how they're talking about even running more ads during live streams and things like that to incentivize the Twitch sub. So if you guys have been a part of any kind of live streams recently, I know that I've been getting hammered by ads whenever I'm watching on Twitch. Now, an interesting thing that they do is that they not necessarily have to interrupt the stream for the ads now. They can kind of scale back the stream and have something kind of pop up on the side, which generally is quite fascinating. But I'm just kind of curious. I wanted to give you guys this kind of information just so that as a conversation, as a knowledge piece of what is happening in terms of YouTube gaming space, but also in the Twitch content creation space and live streaming shares and cuts. I don't know why my voice is failing me, but it is. Yeah, that's what this video is. Hopefully you guys got something. Obviously, I'd love to know your thoughts, especially as it relates to Twitch, as it relates to YouTube, your preferred place to create content, your preferred place to consume content, and what could the other competition do to kind of help win you over. Any and all are definitely welcome in the comments below. Thanks guys for checking out this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully I'll see you in my next one, but until then, take care.
Yeah. It's time to chill out on the couch and read some comments. That's right. You know me when it comes to Destiny. I'm off with a clan, and I'm glad you're feeling better. Oh yeah.